Myanmar and welcome to Myanmar Today. I am Henry Zin with the latest news and reports from around Myanmar. Fan meeting when lunch buffet with MIRadio's radio DJs. Need of amending rural development bill. Myanmar National Cloud and AI Contest 2019. Nutrition training for journalists. Before we get to the reports, we've got some important local news for you today. The Myanmar delegation led by U Jordin, Union Minister for International Cooperation, attended the 52nd ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting and its related ministerial meetings held in Bangkok, Thailand from 30th of July to 3rd of August. While in Bangkok, the Union Minister attended interface meeting with representatives of the ASEAN Intergovernmental Commission on Human Rights, meeting of the Southeast Asian Nuclear Weapon-Free Zone Commission and working dinner of the ASEAN Foreign Ministers on 30th of July. At the working dinner, the ministers also informally exchanged views, among others, on the implementation of the preliminary needs assessment report regarding the Rakhine State. At the working dinner, the Union Minister informed the meeting about the visit to Cox's Bazar of the Myanmar high-level delegation to share the information on arrangements made for prospective returnees, steps taken to form a technical working group comprising of officials from Myanmar, ASEAN Secretariat and AHA Center to implement the recommendations made in the report of the preliminary needs assessment, ongoing cooperation with UNDP and UNHCR to create a conducive environment for the returnees and efforts made by the Myanmar government for the repatriation. The ASEAN ministers agreed to the proposal made by the Secretary-General of ASEAN to set up an ad hoc unit to help with the implementation of the recommendations of the PNA mission. Union Minister for Social Welfare, Relief and Resettlement Dr. Win Myint said Sunday that relevant ministries, INGOs and social organizations are working together for law enforcement to protect children and women from various forms of mental and physical abuses. The Union Minister attended an educative campaign of the Orphans Reduction and Protection Association held at Thukatso Hotel in Pyamana. At the event, he said that his ministry was implementing the Early Childhood Care and Development Law that was enacted in February 2016 and the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child to help the children for their survival, development protection, and their participation in the communities. The Department of Social Welfare has set the minimum norms for the protection of children at the philanthropic centers, while the department is conducting the courses for early childhood care and development programs. The Union Minister assured that children would only be granted for citizenship in accordance with the existing law, although they can be registered for birth. Rakhine State Chief Minister U Nyiput attended the inauguration ceremony of upgraded No. 4 Basic Education High School of Dangot Township on Saturday. The Chief Minister made a remark on the ceremony about the importance of educated people for the development of the country, while the Rakhine State government is upgrading school buildings and appointing the required teachers. He also urged for cooperation of teachers, school children and parents for increasing a pass rate of the state. Then, the state's Social Affairs Minister and the Education Officer presented undertakings for better exam results. The Chief Minister also presented 3.6 million Kyats cash fund for construction of a creek bridge in Dangot Township to the ward administrator. And that's all with the local news. Our reporter Thoda Swezin brings us the first report. Radio DJs right here from MIRadio met with their fans and joined together for brunch at Wyndham Grand Hotel on Sunday. It was an unforgettable moment for both the DJs and their fans having a real nice conversation together. Interestingly enough, I was there at the buffet too. Here's the report.
DJs of MIRadio have met with their friends and have a great brunch time at Wyndham Grand Hotel Yangon on 4th August. As DJs are always sharing about fun things as well as knowledgeable and motivational stuff on MIRadio, they got a chance to listen to the feedback and suggestions of their friends and have a nice discussion of how to make their programs improve. Our DJ Jessica Dada, who is the host of 3 shows on MIRadio, Food for Thought, Book Chef, and 7 Steps of Boulder, said Food for Thought is her favorite show since she learns something new every single day.
In the future, we're going to come onto like the digital platform, and then we're going to present these shows in a live setting, so people can actually see me and like react with me. It can be more interactive scenario. I've met like a lot of fans today, and it made me like really happy. It made me want to like try harder, and I just want to give you guys the best that we possibly can. And you can learn about the news, you can learn about a certain topic, you can even learn about food, health, everything you can possibly imagine on this radio station. So it's fun. It's like a family radio station. So tune in.
One of the fans of Jessica who came to meet her, Matt said,
I've been listening to MIRadio since a long time ago, and I like the programs like Jessica's Food for Thought and the Bookshelf with Jessica. Yeah, actually, I want like motivation from her because I'm very envy to her, and I would like to be like her, a good presenter. So I'm a big fan of Jessica. So please keep doing that program. Yeah.
Now let's hear from DJ Mason, who is always trying hard to entertain her fans through her show Brunch Time.
Hi everyone, this is Mason from Brunch Time Show. Basically, it's a music show, so I talk about music and sometimes about entertainment news and gossip as well. If you are interested in music and if you're trying to learn English language, of course listen to MIRadio, as it is like music radio, and as well as you can learn languages. You can just like our Facebook and you can see how our DJs are doing, and you can just keep up everything on Facebook page.
Too many things to choose from.
An English language learner, Mui, who listened to MIRadio to learn more, shared that.
I listen to MIRadio because it's good for our pronunciation, and also we can get knowledge through MIRadio. My favorite program is Slow English by DJ Mark because it's really effective for us, and since I'm learning English language, that's why it's my favorite program. DJ Mark, your program is really great and it's really effective for the people who are learning English, and I hope that you can do such kind of program more and more.
In the fan meeting with the DJs, both the DJs and the fans have great time together, and it was really an unforgettable moment.
It is fantastic, really, really good, and I'm very glad to see all the DJs here and all the other fans, and have a good fun and good conversation here. Yeah. If you love music, if you want to improve your English, listen to MIRadio.
MIRadio is really great for us, not only for our English skill but also for our knowledge.
MIRadio is a great radio, and and I like that. I like it very much.
MIRadio is always trying to present more specific and variety topics to the audience, which will entertain them and at the same time which are knowledgeable and motivational. You can tune in MIRadio on FM or listen by downloading the app. That's all for now. This is Reporter Susan from MIRadio.
That's a report on fan meeting and lunch buffet with MIRadio's radio DJs. Let's take a look at the weather conditions now in Myanmar. In Yangon, there's going to be considerable cloudiness and a couple of thunderstorms around the next morning, and considerable cloudiness and a couple of showers and thunderstorms at night. The daily outlook is around 29 degrees Celsius high, but it's going to feel like 34 degrees Celsius. There's a 66% chance of rain for the day. Looking ahead, thunderstorms in the area through Thursday morning. In Naypyidaw, there's going to be considerable cloudiness, a drenching thunderstorm in the morning, then thunderstorms the next day. However, a couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm early, then occasional rain and thunderstorms at night. The daily outlook is around 27 degrees Celsius high, but it feels like 32 degrees Celsius. 78% chance of rain for the day. Looking ahead, thunderstorms and some heavy rain through the next evening. In Mandalay, there's also going to be considerable cloudiness, rain and thunderstorms, then a leftover shower or two during the day, and considerable cloudiness, a drenching thunderstorm late at night. The daily outlook is around 33 degrees Celsius high, but it feels like 38 degrees Celsius, 76% chance of rain for the day. Looking ahead, rain and thunderstorms to affect the area. Stay with us, we have another report from Williamson and we'll take a look at the stocks and currency exchange rates right after that. MIRadio Lotto is in the process of amending rural areas development bills, which is vital for the development of rural areas and also for the nation, as more than 65% of the total people are living in rural areas in Myanmar. It is important to have suitable rules and regulations to help the rural areas grow and improve the lives of the people in these areas. But it is a long-term process to have the bills amended, as Myanmar is a nation with diverse ethnicities and diverse ways of life. Therefore, it is very important to make sure that the bills are compatible for all. Williamson gives us more information on that.
Myanmar has a population of 54 million people, and out of these 54 million people, according to World Bank collection in 2016, 65.35% of the population live in rural areas. For the development of a nation, both urban and rural areas development are to be considered at the same time. Knowing the importance of rural areas development of Myanmar, the government of Myanmar, under the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock and Irrigation, began its separate department known as Department of Rural Development. The main focus development activity was shifted from both urban and rural development measures to only rural development one, to implement the rural development task in line with the people-centered approach to construct the rural infrastructure, to uplift the socio-economic life of the rural people, and to fulfill the necessary of actions for poverty reduction. Department of Rural Development was established with several headquarters, offices, and sub-offices of state and region department. The main vision of Department of Rural Development is the improvement of socio-economic life of the rural population. To put rural development into action, there have to be strong laws which are suitable for the current situation of the people living in rural areas of Myanmar. To amend the current bills of Rural Development Department, MIRadio Lotto is in the process of amending rural development laws to be more effective and compatible with the current situation of the rural areas. Now let's hear from Dr. Tintin Woon from Bagu Region constituency of number 5, speaking in the second time 13 regular MIRadio Lotto session.
The issue I would like to discuss on Rural Development Bill is from Chapter 2, Part 3, Clause G, which was approved by P2 Lotto but rejected by MIRadio Lotto. In this particular part, I suggest to include other development sectors for education, healthcare, improvement of living standard, construction and maintenance of road and bridge in rural areas, and electrification for the development of rural areas. The reason for including these sectors is that these are what the rural areas need the most. Every time I visit to my constituency, the people usually demand the need for improvement in these sectors.
According to Dr. Tintin Woon, MIRadio Lotto has also amended some of the rural development bills to attract entrepreneurs in rural areas in the sectors such as technology, marketing, and other products. But it still has to make sure that bills provide a platform for entrepreneurs for long-term productivity of a business's investment. As the world is constantly changing, the government of Myanmar is also working on bringing the aims of sustainable development into reality. As the word sustainable means to maintain, the government must also maintain the laws without amending frequently, because there are times when the farmers find no market to sell their products due to very few buyers. Finding fewer buyers is directly related to the rural development bills. Therefore, the farmers are the ones affected the most. Discussing on road and bridge construction bill, now let's hear from U Kim Yo Win from Tanindari Region Constituency number 12.
I would like to discuss on Rural Development Bill Chapter 1, where, according to the amendment passed by MIRadio, stated reconstruction of road and bridges within the village area, which means it is only effective to only within the village areas. However, I would like to include reconstruction of road and bridge within the village area and also reconstruction of jetty bridge between the villages as well. The reason for including construction of jetty bridge is that in Tanindai villages, many people earn their livelihoods from fishing. As they do fishing business, they build their villages along the bank of the coast. When the tide is high, the village is covered by the water, but when the tide is low, the mud remains. Therefore, it is not possible to build road and bridge in these villages. But we build jetty bridge, which we use as road as well. Therefore, we need to see that everyone is benefited from the bill by amending it in just manner.
This is Winlinson reporting for MIRadio.
That's a report on need of amending Rural Development Bill. Let's take a look at the currency rates from Myanmar's central bank. $1 is at 1,512 kyats. 1 Chinese renminbi is at 217 kyats. 1 euro is at 1,678 kyats. 1 pound sterling is at 1,832 kyats. 1 Singapore dollar is at 1,098 kyats. 1 Malaysian ringgit is at 363 kyats. 1 Thai baht is at 49 kyats, and the Indian rupee is at 21 kyats. Gold is trading at $1,453. Silver is at $16, and Brent crude oil is at $55. On the Yangon Stock Exchange, FMI remains at 11,500. MTSH is at 3,400. MCB remains at 8,000. FPB also remains at 24,500. TMH remains at 2,950. That's the information on currency rates and Yangon Stock Exchange. You're still with us on MIRadio's Myanmar Today. You can visit our website at miradio.com.mm and listen to our radio programs live on the website. If you're on FM, catch us on 96.1 FM in Yangon, 96.5 in Mandalay, and 96.7 in Naypyidaw. You can also download MIRadio app on both iOS and Android devices, so you can listen to our radio programs from anywhere in the world. Let's move on to the next report. Under the organization of Myanmar Rectors Committee, Myanmar Computer Federation and Department of Research and Innovation, with the support of Huawei Myanmar National Cloud and AI Contest 2019, welcomes the students from all universities around Myanmar. The final award ceremony will be held on the 7th of September. The contest is aimed to nurture Myanmar talents and bridge Myanmar to the AI world. Dora Susin has the details of the contest.
Myanmar National Cloud and AI Artificial Intelligence Contest 2019 is going to be held in joint collaboration of Myanmar Rectors Committee, Myanmar Computer Federation, and Department of Research and Innovation of Ministry of Education, and it is supported by Huawei Myanmar. Students from all universities around Myanmar are welcome to participate in the contest. The contest is held with the purpose of nurturing Myanmar talents and bridging Myanmar to AI world.
Our contents, the timeline is start from July to September, and then the end final awarding ceremony will be on 7 September. And at this duration, we have the deadline of the registration is in 31st July, and then now we extend to 10 August. So in this duration, more and more students can come to and register and participate to the contents, and then 25 August is the submission date. That is mean students need to submit their products, any kind of their products developed by themselves, and they can submit to our system, and then our seven judgment will be select during within 5 days, and then August 30 will announce the top 12 team which will get the awards.
The students are divided into 2 groups, undergraduate and postgraduate. The maximum number of 3 students and 1 tutor can participate as 1 team. For each group, total 6 groups will be awarded. The judgment will be based on AI core ability, innovative apps, business value, and application design and development of the product. Along with the necessary items of the project, the students have to submit the signed copy of copyright announcement. Although cloud is familiar in Myanmar, AI is quite new. Through this contest, they aim to make AI develop and get more chances to use AI in Myanmar.
At least we can say the 2 reasons. The first is to let more people and more sectors to know how AI works in different sectors and know more concept about AI, and so that they can notice that, they can aware that they should use more technologies in different sectors. The second one is we can educate more talent in AI and cloud affairs, so that after the graduate they can work in different sectors and also do more things to make AI more popular. I think Myanmar, there are a lot of chances and opportunities to make AI applicable in different sectors. For example, Myanmar, for the education sectors, we think AI can help more or less in the education sectors to make the facilities and the machines to be more intelligent during education for the students, and also for some like agriculture. Probably they can use the AI technologies to monitor the weather and to collect the data of the weather. So that one can help the farmers and also the agriculture sectors. In fact, there are a lot of sectors can use the AI technologies in Myanmar. Yeah.
Dr. Zaweso, chairman of RETA's committee, who is also the rector of University of Medicine 1, mentioned how they are using AI in their university.
We have new national education law. In that law, research and innovation is part of our law, and this is one of the priority area that included even in the education law. Now we are planning for the second national education strategic plan. In that national education strategic plan, government and then state council are committed about the developing the world-class higher education. Without having AI, I think we cannot have a world-class higher education. That's why this is one of the areas that we need to develop. And also, in that national education strategic plan, mentioned that research and innovation is the key component for the higher education development.
The winners of the contest will be announced on 30th August, and they will be awarded with Huawei Cloud Voucher, Huawei devices, and will also get opportunities to work as internship in the leading technical companies of Myanmar. That's all for now. This is Dora Swisson from MIRadio.
That's a report on Myanmar National Cloud and AI Contest 2019. Let's hear from Loom on the last report. With regard to malnutrition in Myanmar, Chin State is where most people are stunted, and Ayeyarwady region is the one that suffers most from wasting. Therefore, access to health and proper foods are essential for everybody, especially children under 5 years old. Nutrition training for journalists was conducted by Access to Health last Thursday and Friday at Summit Parkview Hotel in Yangon. Loom has more information.
In Myanmar, malnutrition problem is quite alarming right now. Because of that, many of the newborn children are suffering from stunting, wasting, anemia, and more, which can be a great impact on individual well-being, productivity of each person, income, and overall is directly related to country's economy. So it is an urgent case for everybody to tackle this issue because if you invest $1 in nutrition, you will benefit $16 from it, which means it is 16 times higher than you invest. That's why the training for journalists with the title Nutrition Training for Journalists took place at the Samik Parkview Hotel Yangon. Organized by the Access to Health Fund, the training took place for 2 days on August 1 and 2nd. Now let's find out more about the training with Health Team Leader of Access to Health, Dr. Bi Pua.
Today even is like a 2 days training, especially nutrition training to the journalist. So the purpose of this training is mainly two things. One is like to improve awareness about nutrition, like requirements, knowledge about nutrition among the journalists. The second is applying nutrition knowledge when they wrote up about the stories and shared knowledge to the community. So these are the two main objectives of this training. In fact, maybe in the public, especially in the media, people are not so aware about nutrition, and we didn't find many articles about nutrition. So this is a reason. And another reason is when media are providing nutrition knowledge in the articles through the stories, we would like to give like facts and figures, and we would like to link with the healthcare providers and the journalists.
According to the latest finding explained at the following nutrition training for journalists, Chin State is the one where most people stranded, and Ayeyarwady region is the one that suffer most from wasting. At the following training, there were altogether 13 journalists from Myanmar who attended from different parts of Myanmar, including Kachin, Chin, Yangon, Mon, Shan, and more. Now let's find out what one of the participants has to say. My Aitun from Shui Pimye News Agency Lasho Shan State explained his experience joining at the nutrition training for journalists.
This training is about nutrition. So, as I'm living in the conflict area, people from there are not able to have 3 meals a day. Instead, they are having 2 meals per day. What could be the bad consequences of that? And I tested because I want to know more about nutrition. Whenever I attend training, I always write the story based on what I've learnt, no matter good or bad. In my hilly region, many people are not able to have 3 proper meals per day, and some people have their meals only with soup. So I saw that kind of situation, but I had no idea how to raise the story since I had little knowledge about nutrition before, and now after attending the training, I've learned how to write a story about it.
Firstly, the Access to Health Fund is like a multi-donor trust fund, and we have 4 main donors. One is UK, Sweden, US, and Switzerland. So that $250 million for 5 years period from the 2019 to 2022, and collaborate and coordinate with the Ministry of Health and Sports as our main counterpart, as well as our implementing partners, including UN agency, INGOs, and NGOs.
So far, the highest investment Myanmar has made for health sector was only 5% of the country's GDP in history. Compared to other developed countries, it's just nothing. The more you invest in health, the better the country's economy will be. So it is a responsibility for everyone here in Myanmar to make careful decision and policy regarding to reducing all forms of malnutrition here in Myanmar.
That's all the reports we have for today. Now let's explore a little more on international news. Esports Club is opening its doors to women-only games nights in the hope of attracting a wider pool of talent. Cardiff Saints hopes monthly ladies' nights become a regular fixture in the Welsh competitive gaming calendar. Female players make up 42% competitive gamers in the UK, according to industry body UKIE. But that is a figure Kelly McMahon of Belong Cardiff Gaming Arena hopes clubs like Cardiff Saints can help change in the future. Esport is a competitive video gaming where competitors can earn millions taking other gamers on, often in teams. In other news, scientists say the searing July heat wave that hit Europe last week was made both more likely and more intense by human-induced climate change. A rapid attribution study says that heating added up to 3 degrees Celsius to the intensity of the event that scorched the UK, France, and the Netherlands. In France, the heatwave was made at least 10 times and up to 100 times more likely by human activities. Experts say the shorter event in the UK was made at least twice as likely. The World Weather Attribution Group has carried out a number of similar studies in recent years to work out the impact of climate change on extreme events. This new report looks at the July heatwave that saw temperatures soar above 40 degrees Celsius in many countries, including Belgium, France, and the Netherlands. And that's a wrap on Myanmar Today. We're now broadcasting the program on MITV every evening, Monday to Friday at 8:30. You can also join me on MIRadio from 7:30 a.m. to 8 a.m., 1 to 1:30 p.m., and from 7:30 to 8 in the evening. Also, don't forget to drop your comments and messages on our Facebook post. We'll be back with more news and reports. Thank you for joining us. I am Henry Zin. Have a great day, everyone.